So guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about InboxDollars, whether it's actually legit or fake. Now I'm not going to overhype things. I'm going to be very realistic with you, and then after this video you will then know if it's something you can do or it's just a waste of time. I mean, whether you can actually make money from it. So what I've done is that I've done a lot of research. I've actually done a lot of testing, and then in this video I will tell you everything that you need to know. But before we continue, my name is Paul, and in this channel I teach you how to make money online, and I also do a lot of app testing, different apps that you can use to make money online. So if you're interested in any of these, I want you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I drop any video you will be the first to be notified. So let's get started. So what is InboxDollars? So InboxDollars is a get paid to app. Alright, so what that means is that you can actually watch videos on this platform and then you are going to get paid. There are a lot of things you can do, and also take surveys. Alright, and also you can play games on this website and also you will get paid. And then you can also read emails, and then you can try a lot of different offers on InboxDollars to get paid. So they actually pay you a little amount of money, to do some kind of online task. So that's what InboxDollars claim to do. So now let me now tell you how it works. So the first thing you are going to do is that you can actually register for free. So you don't have to pay money to register, on InboxDollars. I'm talking from my own experience, and sometimes they also give you a bonus of $5 when you first of all sign in, and then once you have been accepted, you can then choose some task that you want. So the main way you actually make money on this platform, is through taking surveys, and then you actually play games. So you also get involved in some other offers. When you complete those tasks, you also get paid. And then you can also watch videos. You work like video ads, like advertisement, and then you can also get paid. Alright, but here's something that you need to be aware of. Alright, now the task, they pay you differently, so they don't pay you the same amount. There are some that pay you cents, and some actually pay you in very few dollars. So this is one thing you should be aware of. Alright, but before you can withdraw your money, you must reach a minimum threshold. It depends. It can be around $30 dollars. It can also be $10, and then you can redeem your money. You can cash out with paper, you can use gift cards, and there are some other payout methods that you can use to withdraw your money on InboxDollars. And here's something you should know about InboxDollars. Now the question is it actually a fake platform? Now the truth is, it's a legit platform. Alright, it is not a fake platform. But one of the things you should be aware of is that do not expect to get rich, on using InboxDollars. You cannot get rich, using InboxDollars. Alright, there are some other better ways that you can make money. If you want to learn them, then you can subscribe to this channel like I've told you before. And the way you get and the money you make from this platform, they are very small. Like I said, you pay in cents and also in dollars. So the truth is, it's going to take you some time before you'll be able to withdraw your money, because if you don't meet the threshold, you won't be able to withdraw your money. So you have to be patient, try to do the task gradually till you are able to reach the minimum threshold. Alright, so compared to the time you are going to be spending on the task, you may not make a lot of money. There are some tasks that will not pay you that much. No matter the kind of time, even if you decide to spend a lot of time on this, you are going to just receive little money. So this is one thing you should be aware of. So remember, this cannot replace your job, but the truth is, it is real. So if you are thinking of quitting your job, with InboxDollars, then you might be making a very big mistake. So you don't have to quit your job, but it's more like a side hustle. Alright, so here's how much you can earn. Alright, if you take some surveys, you are going to be paid. Now you are going to be paid very little, amount of money. I mean, the payment is going to be very low. So when you watch the videos and also get yourself and also do some other tasks, your earnings are going to be very low. I mean, like small money. So the monthly income will actually depend on the time you spend on InboxDollars. So if you spend a little time, expect something very minimal. And if you spend more time, you're going to be making a little bit higher. So the reality is that most people that use this platform, they make little amount of money, so they don't take it as full time. So this is one thing you need to be very, very aware of before you decide to sign up. So here are some things I actually like about InboxDollars. So the first one is that it's very, very free to join, so you don't have to pay any money to join, unlike some platforms that will ask you to pay money to join. So they don't ask you to pay any money. You just take your Gmail and then you sign up, and then the payments are actually very, very real. They are not fake. All right, I've seen some people who have made complaints that they actually withdrew their money, but their money did not reach them. I don't know how that happens, but from my own research, they actually pay. And then the task on this platform, they are very, very easy. All right, they are not that hard compared to some other surveys that's going to take you a long time before you'll be able to complete them. So the tasks are kind of easy, and also you do not need any skill. You don't need a special skill to actually do work on InboxDollars. As long as you can, with your phone and your data connection, then you can start working even with your laptop. All right, so here are some things I don't like about it. The earnings on InboxDollars, they are very, very low. So this is one thing you should know. And also it also consumes a lot of your time. So if you are somebody who has time, you may consider that. So if you are somebody who doesn't have much time, then this is not something you should get yourself involved in. So, and also if you are somebody who wants a full-time income, then this is not for you at all. So there are some offers that will actually require you to require much of your time before you'll be able to complete. There are some offers on this platform. So if you feel you have the time, then it's fine. And if you're also patient enough, then you can go with InboxDollars. Now let's talk about people who should use it. Now, first of all, if you're a student, then this is something you should try out. All right, you can make some little side income, with InboxDollars. And then people who also have free time. So even if you are not a student, if you have free time to spend on this platform, you are patient enough, then if you feel you have the patience, then this is something you should consider. And also anyone that is looking for an extra money. So if you are looking for an extra income, small side hustle, then this is something you should also consider. So but if you are somebody who is looking for fast money, or you are looking for serious money, then you should not consider this at all, because you might get disappointed. So in conclusion, InboxDollars is real and it is not fake, but you need to know that it is not easy money. All right, it takes some time before you'll be able to get paid, and also it's just a small app where you can make some little amount of money. So that is all I have to say about InboxDollars. If you found this video helpful, remember to like this video, share, turn on the notification bell, subscribe. And if you want to learn how to make money online, remember again, I'm going to say it again, subscribe to this channel. So thank you, and I'll see you again in the next video.